All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the predictions and breakdowns. Yes, we are late, but we are going to get you through this incredibly quick. We should be 15 minutes or less. This is the entire breakdown and predictions for UFC 329, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway 2, which is taking place today, the July 11th card that we have been waiting for, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get into it. Let's go through the entire card. Start with those early prelims, end with the main event. We are going to go through quick. We're going to give you super easy breakdowns, and we don't really need to talk that much about any fight except for the last three. So let's get right into it, starting with the early prelim opener that is Cody Durden versus Alessandro Costa. And we're going with No Costa to get it done by TKO in round 2 or 3 against Cody Durden. Custom Made has been going through a bit of a rough patch of his career. He was able to defeat Rafael Filo on less than 2 weeks' notice, but that also comes with the fact that Filo was preparing for a completely different fight. He was preparing more for a striker than he was a grappler that is Cody Durden. And Alessandro Costa here going to be able to piece him up, going to be able to chew him up on the feet, and probably eventually TKO him with a wild uppercut or a left hook. Durden just has a bit of a problem with getting tagged down the middle. 1-2s have been a big problem. Uppercuts as well. He just kind of steps into frame and just gets picked off. Happened with Jose Ochoa. Going to happen here with Alessandro Costa. Next on the prelims, Ryan Gandra versus Zachary Reese. And I will never pick Zachary Reese to win another fight again after that slam knockout against who was it, Cody Brundage, and then he gets knocked out by Azamat Bakoyev really quickly. Ryan Gandra is a guy who likes to come out and blitz quite early. He has majority of his wins through the first round, and I think here against Zachary Reese is the perfect spot for him to get into the middleweight division. He did knock out Jose Medina in like 50 seconds. Jose Medina was a guy who his chin has been held up through his entire career. Ateba Gautier was able to get him in the first round, and that was the only guy to get a first round finish over him other than Ryan Gandra, and Gandra got it quicker. He got it in the first minute, and you have Zachary Reese, who's had problems with his career with bigger guys, had problems in his career with guys who are able to just, throw back as well as he does, and Ryan Gandra is one of those problems. This is sitting at an even money odd pick, and we're going with Ryan Gandra to get it done via knockout probably in the first round. Under 1.5 rounds is sitting at a -180. That's probably perfect value. These guys are probably not seeing a second round, nor will they see a second half of the second round. But Ryan Gandra going to be my pick. I think Zachary Reese is bad, and I think he's going to stay down at the bottom of the barrel at middleweight. Next on the prelims, this one's not even something we can really talk about. Fired Basharat versus John Garza. And if Garza wins this fight, you kind of question everything you know about the Basharat brothers. You'll question everything you know about the UFC. This should be a super easy win for Fired Basharat. This should be a very easy submission victory very early. And if John Garza is able to do anything on the feet, he's got very good hands. He's going to be able to tag Fired Basharat probably in the first round. But if he does anything past 3 minutes, you're going to be looking at Fired Basharat a completely different way going through into his next fight, because John Garza realistically should not be in the UFC. This is literally just a layup fight since Ode Osborne, I believe, could not make weight. Or it was Ethan Ewing. That's who it was. Cody Durden was supposed to fight Ode Osborne. Fired Basharat is good. He's got a lot of potential. Supposed to be fighting Ewing, which is an even tougher fight. Should be a really easy submission for Basharat over the first round. Fighting out of England, the kid's got heart. He's got massive capabilities, and he's got a lot of stuff to prove, especially because he's more of a decision merchant throughout the UFC. But he should have a good submission here against John Garza. Should happen early, should be nice, should be easy. Next on the prelims, you have Damian Pinas versus Cesar Almeida. We're going to go with Damian Pinas to win through the first round via devastating TKO. Cesar Almeida had a really tough fight against Abdul Razak Al Hassan, and he got chinned pretty hard in that fight as well. Almost got dropped until he just landed a crazy counter right hook on Abdul and put him out cold, or left hook, whatever it was. I think Cesar Almeida is a bit in over his head on this fight. This is just a devastating power puncher in Pinas, who's going to just look to punch through Cesar Almeida's skull. And Almeida being a point kickboxer, more or less, he doesn't really have crazy knockouts. I think Pinas is just going to throw the pressure at him right away and have him wilting under the cage almost immediately. Go with Damian Pinas, a -265 favorite. This is exactly what I want, and this is exactly what we're going to get. We're going to go with the knockout prop maybe at a +100, and maybe stick it alongside an under 1.5, maybe get almost +2, and see what's up. Oh, God. Next in the prelims, Tracy Cortez versus Kong Wang. We're going to go with the Joker to get it done against Tracy Cortez. I think Cortez is starting to slip off a little bit. Her skills are starting to dwindle just a little bit. She doesn't look like the new age of MMA anymore. She kind of seems like Rose Namajunas in a way where she's getting stuck in, her old ways, not being willing to learn and improve. And Kong Wang, just the next era of women's MMA. She looks absolutely fantastic. She's got amazing capabilities. She's got wrestling that looks quite good for how well her striking is. Like, Kong Wang's got almost elite tier striking. She's got very, very devastating boxing, and she's been able to beat up almost every single girl in the boxing that she's had to face yet. She did get knocked out by Gabrielle Fernandez until she got, I say knocked out. She got dropped pretty bad, ended up in a submission choke, and got put out. Tracy Cortez, very good wrestler, been able to use her cardio as her main weapon throughout her entire career. But you have Kong Wang, who's just doesn't have any problem with the wrestling, willing to let you into a fray and just punch you in the fucking head until you get away. And I think that's where we're gonna sit here. I think Kong Wang's gonna get up into the 8th and 7th spot in the UFC flyweight division. I think she's going to defeat Tracy Cortez in a very closely contested fight where it might be 29-28 either way, but I do believe Kong Wang is going to pull through and show why the Chinese mixed martial arts programs have been getting so much better, because the girls that are coming out of the road to UFC right now, they look absolutely wild. Next on the prelims, Kai Kamaka, Jesus Christ. Kai Kamaka III versus Luke Riley. We're going to go with Luke Riley to get it done via knockout or decision. I think Kai Kamaka is a little bit worse than Michael Aswell Jr., a little bit worse than Bogdan Grad. And I think if Kai Kamaka was able to fight Bogdan Grad, I think he'd actually lose. He might get knocked out. And I think Luke Riley here is going to have an easy fight against Kai. I think this is going to be a very, very good fight for him to get back into the UFC after 3 months away. Again, this is very, very high activity. Luke Riley trying to get into a rhythm at featherweight of fighting every couple months, which is a very, very good thing to see. Getting Kai Kamaka a little bit of a layup, minus 225 favorites. Something is amiss because these odds should be a little bit further, in my opinion, especially when it comes to a high-level contender like Luke Riley. I think he's going to have a really, really easy time with Kai Kamaka, though. Should be a really, really quick fight, and it should be done within the first 2 rounds. If Luke Riley fucks around too long, he might get into a devastating spot with Kai Kamaka being able to come on in the 2nd and 3rd round, start laying some heat, start laying some points out for the judges. But I think Luke Riley should be able to get it done by knockout or decision. Should be a knockout in rounds 1 or 2. And if it goes any longer, we're going to go see the scorecard. It's not going to be a 3rd round knockout. It's going to be a little bit too exhausting. Luke Riley's not a late finisher anyway. Should be in early going if the featherweights are going to go. Next on the prelims, Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. And Yanez is going to get it done via knockout. I think Cody No Love is just so terrible at this point in his career. 35 years of age. The chin has just deteriorated into fucking nothingness. And then you have Adrian Yanez, who's looking to just put out Cody Garbrandt into the next dimension. Cody Garbrandt fought Long Zhao not that long ago. Ended up with a win literally only because he got kicked in the dick twice and had to throw up because of it. Adrian Yanez is going to be able to, piece up Cody Garbrandt with everything he's got. He's going to be able to lay devastating heat, in the stand-up. And Adrian Yanez is just going to be able to use that boxing that he's been so good with his entire career at bantamweight and just light Cody Garbrandt up. He's going to be able to torture him. He's going to be able to put him out. Cody Garbrandt's not as fast as he used to be, and he's truly not going to get any faster. I'm going with Yanez by knockout. Next on the prelims, you have a really, really easy one. Gable Stevenson versus Elijah Ellison. We don't even need to talk about this. It's going to be Stevenson. It's going to be round 1. It's going to be knockout or submission. Knockout prop minus 400 means all the values on submission. You're not betting a minus 400 KO prop. I really fucking hope you're not unless you get a boost somewhere. But should be easy. Elijah Ellison shouldn't even be in the UFC. Nothing to even talk about there. Next on the prelims, you have the highlighted prelim of the evening. They're looking for a finish in this fight. That's why we're taking the not to go distance minus 165. But we are looking at Robert the Reaper Whitaker versus Nikita Krylov, and you're probably going to take... Listen, as much as this sounds dumb as shit, if you're looking for value, if you're looking for majority of the time winning, you have to pick Nikita Krylov. Robert Whitaker is making the first time move up to light heavyweight. He's gone from welterweight all the way up to light heavyweight. He's up 20 pounds from what he usually fights at. He has not fought guys this big in a long time. He just hasn't. He hasn't fought these guys that have been, exceptionally overweight at middleweight, really. He's fought a lot of middleweights other than, like Yoel Romero, Israel Adesanya. These are guys who are quite big. Nikita Krylov being on the lower end of light heavyweights, he's a little bit slower, but he's got a lot of finishing capabilities. He's got a lot of crazy stuff that he throws out there, and that's why we're picking not to go distance, seeing as the last 4 fights for Krylov have not gone distance. But Robert the Reaper Whittaker is probably going to get knocked out tonight. You have Nikita Krylov, who's 20 pounds up from what he's normally used to getting punched in the face with. Nikita Krylov's got really, really high-level submission capabilities. Robert the Reaper, had a problem with Hamza Chimaev right away, got tapped almost immediately. Krylov's got really, really good hands as well. If Robert starts to get a little bit tired, fighting at light heavyweight is probably exhausting. I've seen Robert get gassed in 3-round fights at fucking middleweight. You don't think he's going to get gassed at light heavyweight? Something's going to come. Yes, I'm drinking a 2-liter of Mountain Dew. This is the first time I've bought it in a long time. Bite me. Probably like half a year. Robert the Reaper is just a bit chinny. Chin's a bit suspect. Got cracked by Dricus, got cracked by Hamza, got cracked by Rainier de Ritter, which is not a fucking thing you want to see. And you have Nikita Krylov, been on a loss streak, but Modestus Bukauskas knockout in the 3rd round with 4 seconds to go, put him out cold. I can see it happening to Robert. I can see him getting gassed in the 3rd round, just getting clipped by something bad, and then going out. I'm just going to go with Nikita Krylov. I think the underdog capabilities are just too large to ignore. I think Robert the Reaper moving up to light heavyweight, you cannot confidently pick him to win a fight. So if you're going with the value and the fact that it's on the guy who's already been at light heavyweight his entire career in the top 15 spot right now as well, do you really think Robert's going to go from losing 2 in a row at middleweight to just beating the top 14? I don't know. So I'm going to go with Krylov just because of that, and the value's all over him. Next, the main card of the evening, boys. It only took us 12 minutes to get here. Let's get out of here in less than 5. King Green versus Terrence McKinney. You're going with T-Rex to get it done inside the 1st round. If you're looking for the most value, you're looking at under half a round for Terrence McKinney. He pays you plus 300. Terrence McKinney has not won a fight past 2 minutes and 30 seconds in almost like fucking 5 years. Where is it here? The only fight that he's won past 2 minutes and 30 seconds is Bobby McIntyre rear naked choke, and there was also a round 2 choke that he got over somebody, or in the 3rd round, there you go, a long time ago, a heel hook in 2018. There you go. He has not passed 2 minutes and 30 seconds and won a fight. Under half a round for Terrence McKinney is value. 4-1 is where you're sitting. Terrence McKinney all day. Fuck King Green. He's going to get knocked out. Terrence McKinney as a plus 100, by the way. Get the fuck out of here. You're picking Terrence McKinney all day based on value. Brandon Royval versus Loner Kavanagh. We're going with Loney Kavanagh to get it done against Brandon Royval, probably by knockout. Brandon Royval getting fraud checked basically by Manel Cap. I mean, he just got fucking put out cold. I know he's got good cardio, but Manel Cap able to figure him out quite quickly, able to put him out into the fucking bushes in round 1. Loner Kavanagh was able to find it against Brandon Moreno, started beating the shit out of him, had him hurt really, really bad. Brandon Royval, if he gets dropped, I'm guessing Loner Kavanagh going to get on top, going to finish him, but we're going to go with decision/KO for Loner Kavanagh. I think the odds are like minus 160. We love that. We're going to go with Kavanagh to get it done. I think the odds should be a little bit more skewed. I think Brandon Royval's a good dog. He's always been a good underdog to pick, but Loner Kavanagh in this situation, a little bit better, a little bit more fluid. He's going to be able to take Brandon Royval out. Next on the main card, Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista. We're going to go with Corey Sandhagen to get it done against Mario Bautista. I think Bautista's in over his head for this one. I think this is a perfect fight for him. For Corey Sandhagen. I think he's fighting a guy who relies on slowing the pace and slowing the volume, and Corey Sandhagen relies on just figuring out what's going on inside the octagon at the moment. He loves to put on high-pressure situations. He loves to get guys confused. He likes to put a lot of weapons out there for Mario Bautista to figure out, and I guess he's going to try and have to throw everything out there to figure out Mario Bautista, seeing as Bautista's only loss is to Umar Nurmagomedov as well as earlier, who was it? Trevin Jones, which is a bit of a fucking question mark if you really ask me. Trevin Jones was not that good. He wasn't that crazy. Corey Sandhagen already having submitted Mario Bautista as well previously in the career. I know these are different guys, but this is just a high-level situation where both guys really have improved significantly, but you have Corey Sandhagen who still has the win over him no matter what. That's a 65% automatically win percent chance for Corey Sandhagen just based on statistics. And then you have Mario Bautista who's just, not beaten the highest level of competitions, beat Vinicius Oliveira who, kind of gasses out. He's a little bit sick in that fight as well. Patchy Mix, Jose Aldo split decision where I thought he lost that fight. Corey Sandhagen here, the number 5 bantamweight in the world, looking to get it done against a very difficult fight with Bautista. But should be easy, should be a reminiscent of the past, and should be a win for Corey Sandhagen on the scorecards or via knockout. Next, the co-main event of the evening. Again, if you guys did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. I know I'm late. I know I got 15 minutes. That's it for the video, but I will see you guys all next week, starting off fresh, starting off with some pre-recorded content so that we never get off schedule again. And we stay with it always. Benoit Saint-Denis versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. We're going with Benoit Saint-Denis against Paddy Pimblett. The only way I see Paddy getting this done is via submission. And if you really want to bet this properly, you probably go to DraftKings and bet Benoit Saint-Denis by knockout or Paddy Pimblett by submission. I think Benoit Saint-Denis is just too good at clipping guys who leave their chin up, and Paddy Pimblett consistently leaves his chin up always throughout his entire career. Paddy Pimblett also hasn't beat a real level contender since beating, what, Jared Gordon fucking 4 years ago, and even then he lost that fight in my opinion. Benoit Saint-Denis has had tremendous success. Kyle Propolek, Mauricio Ruffi, Beneil Dariush, Dan Hooker. These are very, 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 very high level UFC lightweight wins, and this is much better than anything Paddy Pimblett has been able to come up with his entire career. I think Benoit Saint-Denis is a little bit better. I think the Green Beret from France is going to be able to put it on Paddy Pimblett. This is not a 5-round fight. This is 3 rounds of Paddy Pimblett getting beat the fuck up, and I think Benoit Saint-Denis is going to prove to everybody why Paddy Pimblett's not really that good, why the Scousers don't get knocked out, but they still bleed no matter what. I think Benoit Saint-Denis is going to put it on him and put him out, hopefully, by knockout, but we'll see. Paddy Pimblett, I know the Scousers don't get knocked out. Bro, Benoit Saint-Denis got real power. This kid's got real fucking power. He's got real capabilities. He's got all finishes in his entire career, looking to get one more over Paddy Pimblett in the co-main event. Now we have the main event of the evening. They are looking for craziness in this fight. Conor McGregor, the notorious Conor McGregor, is back to face Max Blessed Holloway in the main event at UFC 329, and we are going to pick Max Holloway to get it done via round 2 or round 3 TKO over a Conor McGregor who's moving up to welterweight once again. He's looking a little bit slower. He's never had good cardio throughout his entire career, and the only way I could see him winning this fight is putting it on Max Holloway in the first round and putting him out before that bell dings to go to the first break. I think Max Holloway's in a perfect position here to wait throughout the fight, to get McGregor into rounds 2 and 3, get him exhausted, get him thinking about his movements and not acting instinctually, and you have Max Holloway putting it on him and putting him out cold in rounds 2 or 3, where Conor McGregor can't even fucking think about what's going on. He's always had problems with guys who always move forward. He's always had problems with guys who are willing to throw back. And I'll tell you what, Max Holloway being the guy who's willing to point down is going to be the guy that's willing to do anything it takes to win that fight. That's all I got for you guys this weekend. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the card. I will see you guys all for the live starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before I leave for the main event somewhere else. I will have all my live bets in the corner. I'll have all the bets for you guys that I am betting live. I always bet live. And again, Max Holloway round 2 or 3 TKO. Terrence McKinney under 1.5 rounds is value. Or excuse me, under half a round is value. It's been consistent for 10 years. It's value. Okay? It's real value. You also have Nikita Krylov as an underdog. You also have Adrian Yanez by knockout. You also have Ryan Gandra by knockout. I think Zachary Reese is a shitter. Okay? That's all I got for you guys this week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. 19 minutes. We made it in and out. That's all I got for you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all later. Have a fantastic rest of your week. If you don't, peace.